United Nations, a meeting of the Security Council was convened, called by Britain, with Russia being accused by the United States, as well as by Britain, of endangering the world by engaging in fighting at a nuclear power plant. When Nebenzia, the permanent representative of Russia at the United Nations, took to the floor, he refuted many of these allegations and gave a correct narrative of events. He pointed out that Russia assumed control of the power plant peacefully and guarded the power plant. And then from there, there was a provocative attack by Ukrainian nationalists. They opened fire on the Russian troops who were guarding the power plant. The Russian troops returned fire. Then the Ukrainian nationalists retreated, and as they retreated, they lit a fire. All of this took place on a property adjacent to the power plant. It did not happen at the actual site of the power plant. However, when Nebenzia spoke, he pointed out that this wild misrepresentation of events fits a pattern.
This meeting is another attempt of the Kiev authorities to foment artificial hysteria about what is happening in Ukraine. Their Western patrons are echoing them. And today we've heard another lie that Russian troops allegedly attacked the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. All of that is part of an unprecedented campaign of lies and disinformation against Russia. You are trying to present the case in such a way that the Zaporizhzhia plant was allegedly shelled by the Russian military, and a fire broke out there. These statements are not true.
Furthermore, he pointed out that this is not the first time that Ukrainian nationalists have used power plants in their provocations. Back in 2014, this very same power plant was targeted by Ukrainian nationalists in the hopes of drawing Western allies into the conflict in Ukraine. Nebenzia also pointed out the brutal atrocities being committed by the Ukrainian nationalist fighting forces. These Ukrainian nationalist fighting forces have taken hostages, they've prevented people from fleeing to humanitarian corridors, they've opened fire on Chinese nationals who are trying to flee from Ukraine. So, a lot that's not being reported in Western media was highlighted by the Russian representative when he took the floor to defend Russia from the allegation that they were attacking a nuclear power plant. And one of the main points that Nebenzia made, he said that what would Russia gain from having a huge amount of nuclear fallout right on their border? If there were some kind of disaster at a power plant in Ukraine, it would most certainly blow over into Belarus and into Russia, and Russia wouldn't benefit from this in any conceivable way. He pointed out that Russia is doing everything possible to make sure nuclear power plants are safe and protected, and that Russia wants to minimize civilian casualties and any potential dangers in this unfolding conflict taking place in Ukraine.